Hey everybody, welcome back to the Get Certified series. I'm Bhargavi, and through the course of this 6-part series, we'll be walking you through everything that you need to know to take up the Google Partners exams and get certified. Today, I'll be walking you through the video advertising exam. So do keep in mind, this is a live event, so in case you've got any questions, feel free to type them in, and I'll attempt to answer them either through the course of this Hangout or towards the end of the session. You'll also be receiving an email with a link to this recording, as well as a few useful resources. So our agenda for today is why video advertising, the types of video ads that you can create within your campaigns, creating and managing your campaigns, and then measuring and optimizing the performance of them. So why video advertising? People watch about 1 billion hours of YouTube every day, and an average user session lasts about 40 minutes. So that's a lot of minutes in which you can reach out to your user base. Now, YouTube reaches more 18 to 49-year-olds than any cable network in the United States. So why advertise specifically on YouTube? YouTube lets you connect with the right audience and at the right time and in the right place, which means you can find users who are searching for your brand. You can find users who are searching for things similar to your brand, as well as measure the success of your campaigns through your AdWords account, as well as YouTube analytics. Now, a previous requirement was that you needed to have a Google Plus page for you to create a YouTube channel, upload any content, or to comment on any YouTube videos. But now this is not a requirement any longer. However, it is advantageous because people can be led back to your G Plus brand page. You can also take advantage of the YouTube video editor, which allows you to upload and edit videos that are up to an hour long. And you can also insert music from a library that already has pre-approved tracks on it. So what are the kinds of video ads that you can create? There are two main sorts of TrueView video ads, as they're now called. There's the in-stream ads, and then there are discovery ads. So in-stream ads are the ones that you see either before the video, during a video that you're watching on YouTube, or after the video. And how these work is that you pay when a user watches up to 30 seconds of your ad, or lesser depending on the duration of your video, or when a user engages with your ad. And by engagement, we mean in terms of clicking or taking a particular action on the ad. Now, video discovery ads are the ads that you see on a YouTube search page. This is where users go to discover new content, and your content could be right at the top of the YouTube search results. You can also see these when people browse on YouTube and across the web. The different sort of ad formats that are available to you here are, the first off is display ads. Now, display ads are what you see at the bottom of your YouTube videos. And then you've got overlay ads, which occur at the lower 20% portion of the video itself. These are semi-transparent ads that essentially include a call to action so that users are directed to your website. You've got skippable video ads, non-skippable video ads, which are pretty self-explanatory, as well as bumper ads, which are 6-second ad formats, which we'll be covering in the next slide. And the last bit is sponsored cards. Now, these sponsored cards are additional things that you can put on your YouTube video, and these can lead users back to your brand page or to another video or to a similar video that they could also watch. Now, like I mentioned, bumper ads are 6-second creative formats, which means you've got exactly 6 seconds to tell users what's unique about you and to tell them what action you want them to take. Take the example of the video that's on the screen right now. Now, this is an ad from Coke that explains exactly how you should be using your 6 seconds. Because when I see this ad, what I want to do is gift my friend a bottle of Coke because it just looks so cool. The last thing that we'll be covering here are companion banners. Now, companion banners aren't a separate type of ad format that you need to create or upload. These are particular thumbnails that are selected throughout the course of your ad and appear to the right side, right on top of your YouTube search results. So when you're watching a video and once the ad is, you should be able to see a companion banner either to the right of it or to the bottom, but these don't always appear. The ad approval process is standard. Once you create and upload ad, it can take up to 1 business day to get reviewed, after which you should see the status updated within your account. So how do you create and manage your YouTube campaigns or your video campaigns? First off, you do need to link your YouTube and AdWords accounts. The process is pretty simple, and in this way, you will get complete access also to YouTube analytics. You can also go ahead and do things like create remarketing lists or create call to action overlays to speak to your users about the kind of actions that they need to take. Now, how do you create a TrueView video campaign? You log into your AdWords account and click on the red plus campaign button. And here you can select the campaign type as a video. Now, when you're creating separate ad groups within a TrueView video campaign, you should keep in mind that only one sort of ad can be created within an ad group. So this means if you've got an ad group that's dedicated to in-stream ads, the entire ad group can only have in-stream ads. And it works the same way for both discovery ads as well as for bumper ads. Now, ad groups, like I mentioned, are based on format. And in case you would like to run several ad formats within the same campaign, you can create multiple ad groups with each of these ad formats. Now, a TrueView campaign can't include text or images, and these videos are directly uploaded to YouTube, which is why you link your YouTube and your AdWords accounts in the first place. Now, how do you concentrate on targeting? These are the methods of targeting that are available for your video campaigns, which means you can use things like keywords, demographics, things like age and gender to reach out to your users. Topics would mean that you reach out to people by subject, which could be things like arts enthusiasts or motorbike enthusiasts, depending on the kind of people that you'd like to reach out to. While affinity audiences, custom affinity audiences, and in-market audiences are different sort of ways that you could define the audiences to which you would like to reach your brand and your video campaign. Remarketing with YouTube allows you to create particular remarketing lists, something that we'll cover a little bit later in the presentation, as well as particular placements. Now, you can select placements of particular channels or particular ads on which you'd like to showcase, particular videos on which you'd like to showcase your ads. Now, like I mentioned, remarketing with YouTube means that you can create a remarketing list of the people who have watched your video, people who have liked a particular video, subscribed to your channel, or viewed certain videos, or even viewed a certain ad that has come out of your AdWords account. Once you create these remarketing lists, you can target your ads to be shown once again to particular users. Now, reserved media placements are essentially when as an advertiser or an agency, you can receive a guaranteed placement. And how this works is on a CPM, that's a cost per 1,000 impressions, or a CPD, which is a cost per day basis. What this means is that essentially you can purchase a particular amount of advertising space, which will guarantee that your ads show either for a particular day, or you pay when 1,000 people have seen your ads, which is essentially 1,000 impressions. So impressions are purchased at a fixed rate, and you can run these ads on the YouTube homepage for the highest visibility. So campaigns here are subject to minimum spend requirements, and you'll receive weekly campaign performance reports enabling you to make different targeting changes to your ads. So how do you measure and understand how well your campaign is performing? You have to take into account the kind of goals that you are trying to achieve here. So if you're trying to achieve a particular cost per view versus if you're trying to achieve a particular click-through rate, the way that you'd approach these two would be slightly different. Now, evaluating your cost per view would ask you to take into account things like your view rate. And your view rate is the total number of views of your ad that's divided by the number of people that your ad was served to. So to help improve your CPV, what you would do is do things like expand your targeting. Try and identify the most relevant audience to whom you'd like to serve your ads. And try and make your ad formats shorter. With the example of a bumper ad, that's 6 seconds in which you can still showcase your message to a user. So make sure that you have an impactful message to showcase to users within these 6 seconds. And in terms of meeting your CTR goals, your click-through rate is the number of people who have clicked on your ad divided by the number of people that your ads were served to. So the best way to make sure that more people are taking actions on your ads is to include engaging call to action overlays, as well as removing any lower performing placements or inventory that hasn't seemed to be working for you in the past. You can also use advanced campaign settings. Things like you can specify the hour of the day or the day of the week that you'd like your ads to showcase more often. Things like frequency caps allow you to determine the number of times that a particular individual sees your ads. So this can be dictated on whether your goal is exposure or is it to strengthen relationships with people. So if there's a brand message that you're trying to drive, maybe your frequency capping could be larger than, let's say you were just reminding a user of a service or your website that they've used before. You can also target your videos to particular locations that a user is searching from, devices that a user is searching from, as well as particular languages, and so that your ads only serve on websites that serve a particular language user base. So some of the best practices for video content on YouTube includes things like be more authentic. People love to see more authentic content simply because that helps them relate to it. And the easiest way to do this is to also think like a filmmaker and not an ad maker. What you're trying to do is create a story and tell users the story of your business and your service so that people want to come back and use your service. So use ad formats to your advantage and make sure that you're monitoring your audience reports, because this will tell you where your largest audiences are coming from, as well as the kind of audiences that you could be targeting in the future, because there may be some untapped potential that you may not have foreseen before. So going back to tips for creating these effective video ads. Now, in-stream video ads are skippable after 5 seconds. So you need to make sure that you're capturing your audience within these 5 seconds. Keep the experience consistent across anywhere that a user is led to. So for example, if they're seeing a particular color scheme in your ad, and then you direct them to, let's say, your brand page or your YouTube page, make sure that they're seeing the same thing so that they know that they've reached the right business or the right product. In terms of discovery ads, you need to create the best content. Now, of course, content goes both ways in terms of any type of ad format that you are creating, but use things like video stills that match with the content that the user is searching for. So assuming somebody is searching for something like cat videos, make sure maybe you are a promoter of cat food. So make sure that the thumbnail that you select for your discovery ads is most relevant so that people know that that's exactly the service that you are providing them. In terms of measuring your video ads performance, you can look at things such as core performance, your click performance, as well as your engagement performance. Now, your core performance includes things like how often people are seeing your ads, and your click performance is how many of these people who are seeing your ads are actually clicking on your ads. While using engagement metrics such as engagement rate, which is the number of engagements divided by the number of times the ad is shown, as well as things like reach and frequency and video viewership. Now, all of these are metrics that will help you understand things like possibly if at what point in your ad people are dropping off. Are they dropping off after 25% of the ad is done? Are they dropping off after 75% of the ad is done? All of these are metrics that you can use to evaluate how well your video ads are doing and how relevant the content is that you are serving to the audience that you're targeting. In terms of measuring your TrueView campaign performance, you can also take into account advanced filtering and segments and automated reporting. Now, what these things mean is that within your AdWords account, you can add and modify particular columns just to see the attributes that are most important to you. You can take a look at the views, the sort of audience that you're reaching, as well as take a look at your change history to see maybe there was a point in the past that your ads were performing a lot better for you. So maybe you could take a look at what you changed since then and why the ads may not be performing as well for you right now. Another way to do brand awareness. Now, there is a particular sort of campaign that you can run, which is known as a brand lift campaign, that you can implement with the help of a Google sales representative. Now, this will help you understand how exactly your brand is reaching out to users, and also helps you understand ad recall, consideration, purchase intent, as well as the amount of interest that users have showcased in your brand. YouTube Analytics allows you to understand how well your videos are performing. And in the same way as an analytics account, as a Google Analytics account, also gives you more insights in terms of your traffic sources, the kind of demographics that you're appealing to, as well as the reach of your videos. With that, we've come to the end of the video advertising exam. And as with most of the other exams, it's about 90 minutes long with 74 questions, and you need an 80% to pass. And these results will be good for the next 12 months. So we've just got a short pop quiz coming up for you guys once again. So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to get those pencils and papers out. The first, Dash is used for AdWords video campaigns. Is it cost per click bidding, cost per acquisition bidding, cost per 1,000 impressions bidding, or cost per view bidding? The answer here is the cost per view bidding. So in case a couple of you may be a bit confused with the cost per view versus the cost per thousand impressions. So like I mentioned, the cost per thousand impressions is something that you can do with particular video ad formats, as well as with reserved media placements, while a cost per view bidding is the standard bidding that you do, which essentially indicates to the system how much you're willing to pay for every view that comes in for your ad. Now, the next question is, call to action, that's CTA overlays, are compatible with TrueView in-stream ads only, any TrueView ad format, TrueView in-display ads only, or all of the listed answers are incorrect. Now, the answer here is any TrueView ad format. This means that you can create call to action overlays, which direct people either to your website or to your YouTube page, and essentially drive users to take the action that you'd like them to take after seeing your particular CTA. Now, we're going to answer a couple of questions that we have received from our advertisers. Now, the first one is not exactly in terms of this session, but I can, of course, answer it for you. It says, hi there, I created all of my campaigns on my personal email. Is there any chance to move everything to another email? Of course, you can always add your alternative email address as a user on your account, which as an administrative user on your account, which should allow you to access the same things and go ahead and remove your personal email address. Now, the next question says, can you run a CPV campaign? I'm not entirely sure what exactly this question means, so I'm just going to try and answer it to the best of my ability. So with CPV bidding, in case that was your question, you essentially pay when a user watches your ad. So it's similar to a cost per click that you define for a regular search campaign. So what you're defining to the system is the amount that you're willing to pay when a user watches your ad. This means and in the same way that a regular ad auction works, you'll pay what is equal to or below your bid, depending on what other advertisers are bidding to. Now, in terms of our next question is it the same algorithm as SEO? So AdWords is only associated with ads displayed on the search platform or the display network. So it doesn't have to do anything with organic search results. So organic search results work in a completely different way in the manner of how they're indexed and in terms of user relevance, while in terms of AdWords, it also depends on a set of other factors. Now, the last question that we seem to have for today is, can we have a CPV benchmark based on the industry? So this may actually be a feature that you'd have to reach out to your account managers for, or a Google sales representative, because they may be able to identify trends in the industry or provide you some sort of benchmark. So while you can, of course, do a general Google search for possibly the kind of things that your competitors may be bidding or what the advertising landscape is like, you could always reach out to your account managers for some additional information. So that seems to be all of the questions that we have for today. I hope you all found this presentation useful. And in case you've got any questions, comments, or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you.